The president challenged the speaker to pass something, show me your plan.
The deposits in the bank accounts, the Biden family members that have received money.
Uncover what was hidden from the American people in 2020 about Hunter Biden and the entire Biden family. As you know, this week, President Biden made it even more clear that he's running for a second term. But in the background, questions continue to grow about the Hunter Biden laptop and all of the other Biden family members who found themselves on various payrolls from China and other foreign entities. Democrats tried to hide this from the American people in 2020, but will they succeed in 2024? Alabama Congressman Barry Moore, a member of the House Judiciary Committee, joins us now live on Centerpoint. Good evening, Congressman.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
So you guys have had a busy few days, and part of it is actually still to uncover what was hidden from the American people in 2020 about Hunter Biden and the entire Biden family.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things going on. Anthony Blinken actually sending a letter out to Intel community people to get on board and try to, suppress the story about the laptop. And many people believe that would have changed the direction of the election and certainly the country. So there are a lot of, right now we have more questions than answers, but as a member of Judiciary, we're digging down, we're drilling down. Jim Jordan's doing a great job as chairman, and we're going to get to the bottom of some of the answers the American people want.
And you actually, in many cases, have the receipts, whether it's the bank receipts and other things. This is not just about a laptop. There's a lot of other proof that's out there that has been uncovered by the work on the Judiciary Committee.
Yeah, and Oversight, too, as well, Mark. I mean, what Comer and those guys have discovered in Oversight, the deposits in the bank accounts, the Biden family members that have received money, those are things as we in Judiciary drill down. Our job is to sort of make sure that we manage Oversight where we can and get the FBI, the DOJ in front of us. And then the Oversight with Comer and his committees to dig into the records, the banking records, and exactly what was going on, what the Biden family was receiving. So like I said, right now, a lot of questions, not many answers for the American people, but we certainly think that it impacted the 2020 election, the information that was kept from the American people. But we think getting it out there is going to help 2024.
One of the big issues right now, and was addressed by the House this week, was dealing with the debt ceiling and the upcoming end of the government's ability to borrow money. House Republicans passed a very good, strong package this week to deal with that. It's now going to go on to the Democrat-controlled Senate and ultimately the White House. Absolutely, and I think it's important for us as the Republican majority. We told the folks around the country, give us a majority in the House. We'll try to get spending under control. We'll try to work towards inflation. And so part of the package is no 87,000 IRS agents, the billions of unspent COVID funds that we can claw back and put back into the Treasury, doing away with the $4.7 trillion in tax increases that Biden wants to force on the American people. So there is a lot of opportunity for us to send this package to the Senate. And our conservative friends in the Senate had said, send us something to fight for. Send us something, some points that we can fight for, some issues, some ideas in this legislation that allow us to have a debate and to fight for those in front of the American people. So although we don't have the majority, I should say, in the Senate, they have a job to do. And I think it's an opportunity for them to present our side of the story and what we're doing for the American people to try to get spending under control. Very, very important for not just America, but for our friends and allies around the world, as well as our political enemies, I should say, to know that we're trying to get spending under control. We're going to strengthen the American dollar again. So many Americans are tightening their belts at home because of inflation. They think it's time for the federal government to do the same. The president challenged the speaker to pass something, show me your plan, and he did it.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for, right? I mean, so President Biden asked for us to send something. We sent something for them to look at. We think it's a great deal. It's one of the biggest tax cuts, or spending cuts, I should say, in the history of the country. So we're excited about what we presented. We think the American people will appreciate the fact that we're actually fighting for them. We're sending the power back to the American people, sort of decentralizing so much of the spending, putting it back in the American consumers' pockets. That's where it belongs.
You're also dealing with another major issue on the minds of the American people this week, which is the crisis at the southern border. I know the House is actually in the process of beginning the approval of a package to strengthen the border and end this flow of illegal immigration and fentanyl into our communities.
Mark, it's so important that we message that a closed border is a compassionate border. Just the numbers, if you think about it, 1,000 people have died trying to cross the U.S. southern border.
The Biden administration has lost 85,000 unaccompanied minors. We don't know where those children are. And we've lost 107,000 Americans between the ages of 18 and 45. The number one killer is fentanyl poisoning. So there are a lot of numbers American people need to be aware of. But I tell everybody, a closed border is a compassionate border. There's a way to come here, but letting the cartel be the agent in which you get here and then allowing the American taxpayer to traffic children to God knows where and God knows what. Those are the things we got to bring attention to. And that's why I think Biden's numbers are down at 30% on the border, how he's handling the border. We're doing our job to message on how dangerous the border is for not only the Americans, but the children that are getting shipped here unaccompanied.
You know, when you look at every day, you turn on the news, you see the back and forth, the fights, the name calling going on in Washington. It really makes you struggle why anyone would actually want to go to Washington, D.C. and work. But really, you know, you have such a strong faith, not only in your personal faith, but in the faith of our country, which is what drives you to come here.
No doubt. There is no doubt that I was called to do this, and my wife and I, we felt led. Actually, initially, I told the party no a few times, but we felt like the Lord called us to be here and to be in this fight, and it was a miracle that I am here, Mark. So I can tell you that He works miracles. You know, I love what Romans 8:28 says. It says, all things work together for those who are called according to His purpose. So our plan is to seek God's purpose in our life, and then He will elevate you. If you will humble yourself before Him, He will elevate you before man. So we're in the process of making sure we stay humble and seek Him in what we do so that hopefully we can make a difference.
Well, we hope to have you back on very soon again. Congressman Barry Moore of Alabama, thank you for joining us on Centerpoint.